You work hard for your money. You earn it, you save what you can, and you try to be smart about it. But there's something quietly taking a piece of your money every single year, and you never see it leave. There's no line on your paycheck for it. No bill arrives in the mail. No one ever asks you to pay it. And yet you pay it every year for your entire life. It's called inflation, and it might be the most expensive thing you've never thought about. Here's the strange part. Most people have heard the word inflation 1,000 times. It shows up in the news, in headlines, in conversations about the price of eggs. But almost nobody truly understands what it's doing to them. They treat it like background noise, something that affects the economy out there, not their wallet right here. And that misunderstanding is exactly why it works so well as a hidden tax. So what actually is it? In the simplest terms, inflation means that over time, the same amount of money buys less. The dollar in your pocket today will not stretch as far next year. Picture a chocolate bar that cost $1 10 years ago. Today, that same bar might cost $2. The chocolate didn't get better. The bar didn't get bigger. Your dollar just got weaker. And it keeps getting weaker, slowly, quietly, year after year. Now here's why it feels like a tax, even though no one calls it one. A normal tax takes money out of your account. You can see it. You can complain about it. You can plan around it. But inflation doesn't take your dollars away. It just shrinks what they're worth while they sit there. You still have the same number in your bank account. It just buys less than it did before. That's the trick. The number stays the same, so your brain thinks nothing happened. But something did happen. You got a little poorer and nobody told you. Let's put real numbers on it. Imagine you have $10,000 sitting in a regular savings account. You feel responsible. You're not spending it, you're saving it. But if inflation runs at 3% a year, that $10,000 loses about $300 of buying power in just 12 months. You didn't spend a cent. You didn't make a single bad decision. And yet you're $300 worse off. Do that for 10 years, and your money could lose roughly a quarter of its value while just sitting there. The pile looks the same. It's quietly melting. This is the part that catches people off guard. They think keeping cash is the safe choice. They think, at least if I don't invest, I can't lose money. But that's the illusion. Sitting in cash isn't standing still. It's slowly walking backwards. The boulder is rolling downhill, and you're standing under it thinking you're safe because you're not moving. So why does this even happen? Why doesn't money just hold its value? A big reason is simply that there's more and more money being created over time. When there's more money floating around chasing the same amount of stuff, prices naturally rise. Think of it like an auction. If everyone in the room suddenly has more cash, they bid higher, and the price of everything goes up. It's not that the item became more valuable, it's that the money became less valuable. And the people who control how much money exists are not the same people quietly losing buying power. That's you. Here's where it gets a little uncomfortable. Inflation actually helps people who owe money and quietly hurts people who save it. If you borrowed money years ago, you get to pay it back with weaker dollars later, which is easier for you. But if you're the careful saver who did everything right, your patience is being slowly punished. The system rewards the borrower and taxes the saver, and almost nobody explains it that way. But knowing all this isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to wake you up. Because once you actually see the hidden tax, you can start fighting back against it. And the way you fight it is surprisingly simple. The trick is to stop letting your money sit still. Money that just sits there loses to inflation every year, guaranteed. But money that's invested has a chance to grow faster than inflation eats it. If prices rise 3% a year and your money grows 8% a year, you're not losing anymore. You're actually getting ahead. That gap between what inflation takes and what your money earns is where real wealth quietly gets built. This is why simply saving cash is not the same as building wealth. Saving protects the number. Investing protects the value. And the difference between those two things stretched over a lifetime is enormous. Two people can earn the exact same amount of money. One lets it sit in a checking account, feeling safe. The other puts it to work. 30 years later, they are not living the same life, and the only thing that separated them was understanding this one invisible force. Here's a way to think about it that makes it click. Inflation is like a slow leak in a tire. You don't hear it. You don't see it. The car still drives. But every single day, A little air escapes, and if you never bother to check, one morning you walk out and the tire is flat. Most people only notice inflation when the tire is already flat, when they suddenly realize their money doesn't go as far as it used to, and they have no idea where it all went. And this is the real lesson hiding underneath all of it. The biggest threat to your money usually isn't some dramatic crash or a single terrible decision. It's the slow, quiet stuff you never paid attention to. It's the leak, not the explosion. The things that hurt you most financially are often the things that move so slowly, you forget they're moving at all. So the next time you check your bank account and feel safe, because the number looks the same, remember that the number isn't the whole story. What that money can actually do for you is what really matters. And that number has been quietly shrinking this whole time. You can't stop inflation. No one can. It's just part of how money works. But you can stop being its silent victim. You can make sure your money is growing instead of leaking. You can understand the game well enough to stop losing it without even noticing. Most people will spend their entire lives paying this hidden tax and never once realize it existed. They'll wonder why their savings never seem to be enough, why the goalposts keep moving, why standing still somehow feels like falling behind. Now you know why, and knowing is the first step to finally getting ahead of it